Island communities around the world have traditionally had to deal with issues that many mainland communities now face. In times of climate uncertainty, depleting fossil fuel reserves and increasing social inequality, European small islands face many of the same challenges as islands in the Asia-Pacific or Caribbean regions. They are vulnerable to climate events such as extreme weather, they often lack infrastructure, and many have declining populations. This means they need to implement smart solutions in areas such as energy production, waste and water management, and community and cultural preservation. According to Christian Pliel, who is the General Secretary of the European Small Islands Network, as buttons of the European coat, islands are one of Europe's greatest assets. Small European islands that have developed pioneering approaches to the issues they face include Molène in France, Utsira in Norway, Tilos in Greece, and Vormsi in Estonia. These islands' approaches include the use of autonomous renewable energy systems, energy storage, IT solutions, sustainable entrepreneurial practices, and innovative conservation management. One example of a successful and sustainable solution to energy production can be found on the Isle of Eigg, a community-owned island off the west coast of Scotland. Eigg combines wind, solar, and hydropower to generate enough electricity for its 40 households. Although some homes have micro-hydro plants and evacuated tubes on their roofs to heat water, many residents rely solely on the grid for 24-hour-a-day electricity for the first time in the island's history. Until they switched on the grid in February 2008, most islanders struggled with unreliable diesel generators. Egg's climate and location means the system seldom needs to revert to its backup generators. Neither is it unusual to see the dump heaters in action, which rid the system of surplus electricity, some of which are installed in the community hall. The need for a reliable and permanent electricity supply, and with no connection to the mainland grid, meant the hybrid renewable system was the most viable option for Eigg. The system has been criticised for using aggressive management techniques, such as cutting residents' supply if they surpass the 5 kWh cap for homes or the 10 kWh cap for businesses. To put this in perspective, a toaster or electric kettle can use as much as 2 kWh of electricity. However, it has helped to shape residents' awareness of how much electricity they consume, and they have no problem keeping within the limits. Far from being contentious, the cap is a key component to the system's success. Even with the cap in place, residents like Maggie Fife are able to have a washing machine for the first time in 40 years of living on the island. Maggie was also instrumental in the community buyout of Eigg, and another key to the renewable system's success is the community ethos and ownership of the island. The island was approached by a European company wanting to install several large wind turbines and lay a grid and a cable to the mainland free of charge, but the islanders rejected the offer. Large wind turbines would have created a blot on the landscape, while Egg's small-scale system is unobtrusive. Although the price of electricity on the island is slightly higher than on the mainland, profits are reinvested back into the system to pay for maintenance and new technology. The islanders think this is a price worth paying. Being isolated from their mainland counterparts, along with islanders' will to preserve their cultures, heritage, landscapes and environment, is what has led to the innovative community-level practices of Eigg and other European small islands. Such practices empower and revive island communities and highlight what appears to be a relatively simple transition to more sustainable, but nonetheless modern ways of living. These practices also identify the islands as notable leaders in small-scale sustainable management techniques which promote ecologically and socially viable options for a low-carbon future.